Hello, everyone in the planet, galaxy, and universes beyond, and everything, all that stuff. This is your host, Christopher Splatoon, or Platoon, either one works. Today, we're going to have a discussion about what if Batman had an end? I know, right? Crazy, intense, magical. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, like, subscribe, the normal stuff, leave a comment downstairs. Show your boy some love. He's starting out. He wants to make more good content, and hopefully you join me in my journey on going higher in life. But yeah, let me lay it down. Batman with Nen. How broken would he be? Personally, I think he'll be crazy broken. Here's why. So for those who are like comic fans or just Batman fans and you guys don't know anything about Nen, well, it's from the world of Hunter x Hunter, which is an anime / manga created by Toshiro. I mean, his name is Tagashi, but I think his first name is Toshiro. Shit. After reading Yu Yu Hakusho, I still can't remember his name since I was a kid too. Crazy. Anyway, though, Togashi, creator of Hunter x Hunter, it's a story about, I guess, just three people, because we all know they don't do stuff with Leorio. But yeah, Gon, Killua, and Kurapika, the main characters. But this isn't a story about them. This is about Batman, and we're gonna talk about Batman. During their journey after passing the Hunter exam and test, they have to learn for the final thing after they become hunters, what Nen is. And Nen essentially is life magic. It's your aura, your life energy, and all that stuff. All people in their world have it, so Batman technically would have it. You just have to open up your aura nodes, which is like pores all over your body and stuff. The ways to do that, it's by initiation, or the normal way by training and meditation. Initiation could cause death because, if you're inexperienced, if the person who's initiating you is inexperienced and they just use their aura on you, you could die. You could get paralyzed, psychosis, a bunch of stuff could happen to you. So initiation is usually dangerous because even if you survive it, it opens up your aura nodes, and if you can't control that, all your life force energy will just leak out of you until you pass out or die, one of the two. There's lots of deaths. But yeah, there's that way. The other way, just meditating, training, slowly opening up the aura nodes and just gradually getting used to that. Less death in that path. So, you won't get killed too much. Okay. Aura types and Nen abilities usually has something to do with like your mindset or your psychology. Basically how you think, your emotions, those type of things. Obviously, there's the Nen you naturally have from birth, based on your body, because Nen is a stamina-based thing. Like, if you're low on Nen, you're low on stamina. If you're high on stamina, you're high on Nen. They're married. They're the same. They go hand in hand with each other. But yeah, even though Nen is like a life force thing, what controls it is like the mental state, the psychological aspect to these things. And for abilities, no one ability can be the same as another. And before people come at me, oh, what about Kurapika? Spoilers. Seriously, spoilers. I'll tell you what to skip. Spoilers. Oh, he can steal this person's abilities. Or what about Chrollo? He can steal people's abilities with Bandit Secret. Well, okay, stop. They have to steal the ability. You can't make an ability that someone already has and use it the same way they do their stuff. It just doesn't work like that. So yeah, down to Batman. What is Batman's psychology? How does he think? I asked myself that question. I was like, there's a standard, variation of him of, there's Batman the superhero. There's Bruce Wayne, the playboy, showman, goes out to galas and all that stuff and wastes money, donuts to charity. And then there's the Bruce Wayne we know, the Bruce Wayne I know, everyone knows, we're all used to, the guy who's basically tortured by his childhood and past, and he's a loner and stuff. Basically the true Batman. Batman himself, the actual Batman, he stands for justice. He's a soldier of justice, and he's not gonna stop until justice is done. That's his thing. Persuading the playboy, yada yada yada. That's the other aspect of him. But the true aspect of him, which I think is the person I'm gonna base his powers off of, because again, mentality. Nen works with your psychological essences, but yeah, your mental states, your emotions, and all that stuff. They influence your Nen, your convictions. Those influence your Nen. So I would say Bruce. He's more of a. I'm looking through my notes real quick. He's a man tortured by pain from his past, by trauma. Like usually people are. But he's also obsessed with trying to fix something he couldn't have controlled as a kid. So that's kind of what I key him as. Like, he wants to save his parents or save other children or people like him, because he doesn't want the same thing that happened to him to happen to others by fighting crime. That's his driving force. That's why he wants to save people. He doesn't want other kids to end up like him, a lonely 10-year-old boy with, dead parents and, billions of dollars, but still dead parents and shit. But yeah, before I go down to what I think his abilities will be, let me break down what Nen is and how it works. Now, I told you, it's just life energy and all that, which, that's what it is. It's life energy. But the way it works is, it's complicated. This dude, Togashi, bro, like, he probably wrote a whole 10-page, not 10 page, what the fuck am I saying, 1,000-page book on what he's gonna put in Nen and stuff. And hey, even last year or just recently, a couple of months back, they revealed something new about aura types and aura categories, Nen categories, about, apparently you can be a dual specialist and Karapika isn't special. No, not a dual specialist, but you could be a dual attribute wielder, basically. You have different Nen affinities, which usually, in the OG series before this information got slapped in our face, it was only Karapika. He was the only one who could do that. He was a specialist and he could conjure stuff. Which, hey, you're gonna see in the video, coincidentally, that's basically what I'm giving to Batman. But yeah, let's start with the basics. How is Nen used? Well, there's the 4 major principles: Ten, Zetsu, Ren, Hatsu. Well, I did 5 right there, but it's 4. It's 4. Ten, Zetsu, Ren, Hatsu. Those are the 4. And before you even get to those stages, well, you first have to understand what Ten is. Ten, to envelop and shroud. This is after your aura nodes are opened up. All the Nen is leaking out your body. Well, you have to learn how to control it. That's basically 10. Control of your aura. And you learn to control it by stopping it from flowing out of your body and just having it surround your body and flow in and around your body. Also, you don't pass out and die. It's helpful and great because it does create a defense for like against non-Nen users. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you could shoot someone and they could just put up their 10 and it won't work, as far as it's not a Nen bullet. It's like the bullet would just bounce off their body type shit. So there's that. It also helps with aging and stuff. It slows down your aging because guess what? You're not just letting your aura just milk out your body and stuff and go everywhere and stuff. So, it helps with aging. That's why Netero was how young he was. Young. What am I saying? Dude was out here pushing 120 and he was still out here the strongest guy in the series. Crazy motherfucker. Well, one of the strongest in the series. But yeah, it helps reduce aging, you live longer type stuff, healing properties, the basics. Number two, what am I saying? But the next principle of the 4 major principles is Zetsu. That means to null or suppress. That it's self-explanatory. Like, you essentially turn off your aura. Yes, you can turn off your aura. And what it does is it basically makes you undetectable to people around you. They can still see you, but apparently it feels like you're transparent when you turn it on. So it's good for that. Also, it helps you become hypersensitive to other people's aura. So if you use it as a form of, detection, reconnaissance, assassinate, that type of stuff. Basically, it's a good sneaky power stuff, and it helps you be aware of others. The downside to that is it turns off your aura. So if someone else is using aura, you can die from it. Oh yeah, speaking of, if you don't have aura and someone attacks you with aura, you're dead. End of story. There's no talking about it. There's no having a conversation about it. If they want to kill you with the aura, you're dead. You can't stop them unless you have aura. Then you can stop them. But yeah, so Zetsu turns off your aura, which makes you open to get killed by other people and their aura. So that's the downside of Zetsu, even though it offers a great camo and a great sensitivity to other stuff. Then there is Ren. This one, it uses Nen to basically amplify your physical attributes. It's basically like being an enhancer. I'll explain that later, but it amplifies your physical attributes, both on the offensive and defensive parts. And it uses 10 too a little bit. It uses 10. How's it different from 10? Well, again, offensive and defensive. 10 was only defensive. Plus, 10 is just control of your aura. Ren, on the other hand, that is more like giving your aura shape and form. It's like, even though 10 is controlling your aura, it's separate from 10. I know it's weird. It's Ren and 10 are separate. Ren is manipulating and using your aura. Technically, you need 10 to do Ren. So that's the distinction. You need Ren? No, reverse that. You need 10 to do Ren. Then you're good. So yeah, with that, you could just obviously become stronger, set by a few digits and stuff, become, resistant to other stuff by a few digits. And usually, if I go back, it means to refine and enhance. Ren and refine and enhance. Remember that. Whew, I have to get used to this. But yeah, so back to what I was saying about Ren. It is one of the prelude to the advanced applications of Nen, i.e., it's a basic of, if you're gonna do something more with your Nen, you have to know Ren. You have to know how to use your aura to have form. You have to control it to have form. That's just how it works. It's good ability. Not much to say on it. Like it's more like just an important part of other higher abilities that you could get. But yeah, that is Ren. I probably could have gone more into it, but this is a Batman video. We're barely talking about Batman. Let's get back into it. So there's Hatsu, the final four major principles. The meaning is release/act. And with this one, my bad, let me go back into it. With this one, it's essentially just any ability that you can do with Nen that isn't one of the first three. I.e., it's not using your Nen to turn off your turn off your appearance? No, not turn off your appearance. Turn off your location. But essentially, you use Nen to erase yourself, Zetsu. We just talked about it, to hide yourself. You turn off your Nen, you become invisible. Not invisible, but you become camo. You become dark and shaded into the background, and people can't quite see you and stuff. It's not 10, which is just controlling your aura so it surrounds your body, and it's not Ren, which is controlling your aura so you can use it to form shapes and stuff, and actually make form with your aura. It's none of those. Hatsu is everything else, and Hatsu usually it's special to whoever the user is. One Hatsu isn't necessarily the same as every other Hatsu. At its most basic form, Hatsu is just, I can release my aura. That's it. I can not even release my aura out my body like 10, or release my aura and control it around me like Ren. Is just I can release my aura. But that's the key distinction of how it builds up to the advanced stuff. So for the advanced techniques, I'm not going to go through all of them, but just to name them off, it's Gyo, In, En, Shu, and Ryu, and there's one more out there. Let me see, Ken. Yep, there it is. All these are like combination of the previous four principles in order to get these ones, and even some of them, like when it comes to like Ken and Ryu, you have to use stuff like Gyo, In, Ko, Shu, and to do those stuff. But yeah, to to not, mess you up too much, I'm just gonna say what they do quickly before I move on to the next part. Gyo is just using your aura to focus on a specific part of your body. Maybe your eyes. With it, you can now see Nen stuff, because Nen is, I should have said this earlier, but Nen is invisible to everyone who can't use Nen. If you can't use Nen, you can't see it, you can't touch it. But yeah, Gyo helps you see Nen even when it's concealed or put on Zetsu, i.e. when it's been made to be invisible to you. Concealing, or En, is is the advanced form of Zetsu. But unlike Zetsu, it doesn't stop the aura flow, but it hides it though. Like Zetsu will just turn off your aura. Like your aura is not going to be flowing. Basically it's going to look like you're a doll. But with En, your aura is still there. It's just covered by a slight layer of Zetsu around you to conceal your stuff. And that's how it works. And like I said, Gyo is, you have to use, if you don't know Gyo, you probably won't be able to deal with someone who has En. So that's how that goes. Gyo, you use it, blah, blah, blah. Also, it can be applied to other parts of your body, if you know what I mean. Okay, jokes aside. There's also En. My bad. In is to conceal. In was the one I was talking about, where you could hide your aura, but not stop your aura. En is the other part. My bad. Let me get back into this. En is a combination of Ten and Ren, i.e. you pull out your aura and you make it form a shape or something. It's mostly used to it's basically a radar. Anybody who comes within your En, bam, you know where they are, you know how far they are, you can tell details and stuff. It's just a radar. Also, it's En, you could technically use it. It's Nen, you could technically use it to kill them from at the distance, and all that stuff. But yeah, going past En, we have Shu, which is basically making other objects an extension of you by applying Nen into them. So you have a shovel like Gon did in the series. You put Nen in that fucker, it's stronger now, it doesn't break as easily. Blah, blah, blah. That's essentially Shu, just Shu. Ko, or temper, by the way, Shu is enfold, En is circle, In is conceal, and Gyo is focus. But yeah, Ko or temper, it's the word temper. It's a combination of Ten, Ren, Hatsu, and Gyo. Like I said, they get crazy the higher level you get. But yeah, Ko is basically Gyo, but unlike Gyo, it's more of a offensive thing. So i.e. you put 100% of your Nen into your fist, and then you punch something and the thing explodes. That's basically Ko. The bad thing about Ko is, well, it leaves you defenseless from the other parts of your body. So that's like the bad part about Ko. Also, I forgot to say this about Shu. Shu can be countered with Ko. So maybe someone has a big shield, they put their aura in it, now it's indestructible or something. You just charge up your fist with Ko, you punch that fucker, bam, it explodes. You win, end of story. Now, let us go to Ken. Yep, Ken. Oh yeah, before we go to Ken, Ko, even though it's good at the power stuff, it leaves the other parts of your body weak to attacks, because you're putting all your aura into one specific spot of your body. So that's the risk for Ko. But yeah, Ken, to fortify, it's basically Ko. Yeah, it's basically Ko, but instead of being just a purely offensive technique, it's a defensive and offensive technique. It uses 50% of your aura for defense, 50% for offense. It just that's what it does. Just a balancing thing. It's there to balance it, and it's apparently to do 10 times more aura than 10. So it's, when I said with 10 technically like normal bullets wouldn't be able to touch you, well, that's even more with Ken. Even Nen bullets will have a hard time touching you. Nen infused bullets will have a hard time touching you. So that's how that goes. Then we go into Ryo, or Ryu, if I want to be that douche. Ryu is flow, and Ken is fortified, by the way. Ken is fortified. Ignore Ken now. But yeah, Ryo is flow. It's a combination of Gyo, Ken, and unlike those two, you have to like calculate how much aura you're gonna be putting in your body. Like with Gyo, Ken, and Ko, you have to be like, oh, I'm putting 100% into this. Or with Gyo, you just, oh, I'm just putting aura in my body. Or with Ken, you're putting 50% for defense, 50 for offense type thing. Gyo is an exact calculation. And it's a good counter for like all the other ones. But it's an exact calculation. Basically, you're fighting someone. Both of you have Nen. This person comes at you with like 60% of their aura in their arm and they're trying to punch you. Well, how do you block that? Are you going to put 60% in your hand? Like, how are you going to do that? Yes, that is what you're going to do. You're going to put 60% in your hand to block that while keeping 40% for the other parts of your body. Basically, Ryu has to deal with that, where you have to calculate, okay, this amount of aura for this amount of aura for this I'm going to fight him. And if you don't do that, well, they can accidentally hit you with like Ko or something, and that'll be bad. But yeah, Ryu is good against Ko because it makes Ko essentially useless. It makes it super useless. Like, you can maybe, if they're coming at you with Ko, 100% of aura in your fist to punch you, you block with like, I don't know, 70%, then you have 20% in your 30% in your other hand, and you punch them in the face, bam, they're dead. That's it. Goodbye to that other guy. They're fucked. But yeah, it's super powerful, but it's super powerful, and it's the upgrade from Ken, Ko, Gyo, and the other stuff. It's way better in every way, though it's harder to learn. It's way harder to learn because, you know, you basically have to do math in your head while fighting somebody. So now let's skip to aura categories, or Nen affinities to be more specific. They're enhancers, transmuters, emission artists or emissionists. I don't know how you would say that. There's conjurers, there's manipulators, and there's the specialists. What are each? Well, self-explanatory. Enhancers enhance stuff. They enhance their body, enhance their tools, whatever it is, they can enhance it. How they enhance it, that's what you have to watch out for. Most enhancers are just physical enhancers. They make it stronger, more durable type stuff. Some enhancers go beyond that, like Komugi from, you know, if you've seen the series, she's the one who plays Go or whatever that checkers games with Mirin. She is an enhancer that enhances her brain. So she makes herself better at strategy games, which is crazy. But hey, I guess that's how it works out here with Nen, bro. They could just pull stuff out their butthole. But yeah, enhancers are able to enhance things whichever way, I'm guessing, whichever way they fit beyond just physically enhancing stuff. Transmuters, they can turn their aura into other substances. I should clarify, they don't necessarily turn their aura into the thing, they just turn it so it can mimic the thing. So they can't turn their aura into something like a TV and have that TV turn on and work as a TV. It doesn't work like that. They can turn their aura into the shape of a TV, but it won't be a TV. It's just an aura in the form of a TV. Now, at the same time, they can also give their aura different properties too that aren't like assigned to it. So maybe they turn their aura into a TV, but they make the aura TV, super cold or super hot or something like that. They can essentially just control the properties of their aura way better than the other affinities. What am I saying? Attributes. But yeah, affinities and attributes. Then there's emissions. Essentially, emission is I can use aura outside my body better than everyone else can. That's it. Like, I shoot aura out, I can control it better, it lasts longer. They're just good range people. You don't fuck with them in the range distance. Get close if you want to beat them up. But yeah, emissions, they're just good at emitting the aura out there. They're good at expressing the aura. That's how they do. They throw aura at you. Maybe the aura is in the shape of a ball, a diamond, whatever it is. It's coming at you and you're not going to love it. But yeah, then we have conjurers, which self-explanatory. They could conjure stuff. They could just make stuff out of thin air. What's the limit of it? Well, apparently they can't create things that are super overtly supernatural, but some guy in the show created a pocket dimension to escape in. So I don't know what the fuck the show is talking about. Like, I don't know what humans are making dimensions out here, because the limit is supposed to be what is humanly capable, humanly possible, what a human is possible of doing. If a human can't do it, your aura isn't supposed to do it, or you're not supposed to be able to conjure it. That's a lie in my opinion, but yeah, that's the quote unquote limit. You're able to conjure things, just, you know, a sword, a knife, a gun, whatever it is. And this time, unlike transmutation, you actually conjure the actual thing itself. Also, you can conjure living things too. They're called Nan Beast. But you actually make things. So you can make a TV and it will work like a TV. As far as you believe it's a TV, yes. That's another important aspect of Nan. Since it works on your psychology, you have to believe on your power. Your conviction is key. Number 5, manipulation. They can basically control stuff. That's it. They can control people with their aura, obviously with their Nan. They can control people, object, things, whatever it is. They can manipulate / control you. That's their superpower. The power to use their Nan to control others' things. Specialists. They're just basically, they can do whatever the other guys can't do. Like if the other guys can't do it, they can do it. If the other guys can do it, they probably can do it too. But yeah, specialization in the most simplest way is an affinity doesn't fit into other 5 categories. So if they're not an enhancer, transmuter, conjurer, emission artist, or manipulator, they're a specialist. Whatever it is, they're a specialist. Heck, sometimes if they're more than one, well, before, you know, Togashi was like, oh, you can have dual affinities. But yeah, before that, when it was rare, specialists technically could have more than one type of Nan affinity, or their abilities could have attributes of other Nan affinities, but they themselves weren't, you know, part of that. And they get the lucky stuff of being able to learn other Nan stuff for free. Other Nan affinities for free. They don't, like, there's a whole I'll explain it in another video. Basically, if you have one affinity, you have less of a chance of getting good at the other affinities. Yes, everyone can use every other affinity, but the affinity you're born with, that's your best chance of becoming as good. And the affinities close to them are the other ones you could get almost as good at. So it's essentially, now that I'm giving you the basics of Nan, I know it took like fucking 15 minutes. What can Nan do? / how does it work? Even though I kind of just told you a little bit of how it works. What can you do with it? Or how do users of Nan use Nan? Well, firstly, they have to create rules and conditions. And why? Because the stronger your rule or condition is, the more power you can have. It's just how it works. Since it's born of your will, since Nan works off your mental faculties, your psychology, your will, and all those type of things. If you're a strong-minded person, you probably would be a very tough Nan user. But at the same time, you have to set a restriction / condition for yourself that you must follow. And if you break that condition, well, whatever punishment you have for yourself will be enacted. Or you lose your aura, one of the two. Or you die. There's also that too. You can also die. But yeah, that's kind of how Nan works. You know, you create some rules for yourself, then you explain to yourself how your ability would work, and oh, I have to have this activation costs to work my ability this way or type thing. Basically, you create the conditions for why your ability is so powerful and why it's stronger. And the harder or tougher the condition is, the harder and tougher your abilities are. End of story. That's just how it works. That's just how it works. That's just how it works. Finally, let's talk about Batman's Nan abilities, or what Batman's Nan abilities would be. Okay. So, like I said, I think Batman would basically be like Kurapika. He would be a conjurer and a specialist. Why do I say that? Well, real quick, I will use Hisoka's personality test for Nan users. Hisoka thinks enhancers are, well, they're dumb. They're dumb. He thinks they're dumb, simple-minded, and it reflects in the way they use their abilities. They're just, oh, I enhance this, make this stronger, throw it at you. That's their type of thing. Transmuters. Oh, damn it, I'm gonna have to pull out the wiki, man. But anyway, ignore that. I'm not gonna go to the other ones. I didn't write those other ones. The enhancer is easy to remember because Gon's an enhancer. But conjurers and specialists. Conjurers and specialists. Conjurers usually are headstrong, they're smart, they're logical, and whatever they conjure usually has a purpose and a plan for whatever strategy they have. Basically, Batman, they be geniuses out here. They think their plans through because, well, their ability involves creating things to use a system. Specialists are super introverted. They're also smart, but in a different way. Them is just more like they're charismatic, but at the same time they're withdrawn from others, which makes other people want to be their friends more, even though they don't want friends. They try not to say stuff about themselves, try not to give important details about themselves. That's kind of a specialist personality type right there. I think both of those personality type fit Batman good, so that's what I'm gonna go with. So, what do I think is Batman's conjuring ability would be, or what would he conjure? Two things. I think he would conjure his utility belt, and I think it would conjure his, well, not his, but he would conjure bats. I mean, Batman, bruh. Like, if you named yourself Batman, you can make stuff appear out of thin air. Well, why not just make bats appear out of thin air? Probably have a Nen Beast, too. That's separate. I'll talk about that another time. So, yeah, his utility belt. What would I think his utility belt will be able to do? Well, for one, I think his conjured utility belt will be alive, similar to Kite's, scythe thing that becomes alive when he uses it. Fuck, I can't remember its name. Some crazy slot. I think that's the name of it, the crazy slot, where he rolls a slot, whatever number it hits on, then he gets the weapon. For Batman, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like crazy belt or something. Basically, what I what I think it will be like, maybe he'll pull out, I don't want to do the crazy slot thing. Like, I think Batman can have a better method of getting his, weapons and stuff, but he just puts his hand in his utility belt and he pulls out whatever he needs. That's how I think it goes. Straight up, that's it. And what would be his condition? Well, it's up to Batman. Maybe it's, his normal no killing, or, oh, I never give up until I catch the criminal, or I wrote them down here. Or, oh, I don't become a criminal. I think those are his main three rules. Like, those are his main, or he uses Nen to do those things. He uses Nen to kill, he uses Nen to rob people or scam people, or he's using Nen to kill, no, not that. Or he stops using Nen to fight for justice. Like, he gives up, he's like, I'm done with this. Then, I think that would be his conditions for not using those abilities. But yeah, essentially, what I view is like, oh, maybe he's fighting the Joker and he drops, laughing gas on him. But it's more than, sorry about that, burps. It's more than regular laughing gas. This laughing gas rots your skin or something, or it blows up your head. So Batman inhales the laughing gas. He's like, oh shit, I gotta summon my Hatsu real quick. And he pulls out his magical utility belt, Nen utility belt. Pulls out a pill and just eats it, and he's cured and immune now from the gas. Straight up, I mean, at this point, let's just make his Batman's real power come to fruition, bro. The ability to pull random stuff that works for the perfect moment in your utility belt. That's basically it. He's fighting Superman. Superman's getting the upper hand. Just pulls out his belt. He's like, oh, you want this, Superman? I got kryptonite. Superman's like, oh, and he falls on the ground. So yeah, there's that. I think He will also be able to control the conjured things he pulls out of his belt. So maybe his batarang, he pulls out a batarang from the conjured utility belt, throws it at the person, they dodge. It's coming back, they dodge again, but then it still comes back, and you're like, what the fuck? I've dodged this 3 times now. He's like, yeah, it doesn't stop until it hits you. Maybe that's a secondary power he gains from having the conjured belt. Like, he can control all of his conjured, well, he can. Obviously, he would be. Basically, he'll be a god with whatever he pulls out of there. Maybe he pulls out Radion on Darkseid or something, or he pulls out a crossbow that shoots sleeping gas. He just starts shooting people with sleeping gas in their face. The Joker gets hit with sleeping gas, passes out, and it's not regular sleeping gas. It's Nen sleeping gas. Nen sleeping gas. Remember that. Anyway, I think his specialization ability will be, firstly, this is my opinion. You can probably come up with something better in the comment section. But I think it will be something that just has to do with, like, not kidnapping criminals, but getting criminals or capturing criminals. I call it criminal capture. That's the name I give it, criminal capture. So yeah, essentially it's gonna work similar to like I want to say Yugi's challenging to the King of Games. If you've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, you know what I'm talking about. But in Season 0, there's no well, there is, but the dual monsters doesn't affect much of the story. It's more like Yugi challenge you to some random game. After the game, if you lose, yada yada, you get cursed with something. That's kind of how I think Batman would use his criminal capture slash secret ability. Like, not necessarily challenge them to a game, but maybe he creates a dimension using his conjuration. That in the dimension his specialization ability works. Bam, he has lawyers there or something, and he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna try you for your crimes by searching your memories, and whatever crimes you've done, that's your punishment. Like, you get punished by clones of yourself, like Nen clones, obviously, that commit the crime. So maybe you rob someone, now Batman has you, he does the whole Nen thing on you, the criminal capture. Basically what will happen for your trial or your sentence, like your punishment, would be another you, a clone you, would pull up on you and rob you right there. And if you're like a super bad guy, who've done all the bad stuff, you've killed all the people, well, you're not gonna have a great time, you're not gonna have a great day. But people are like, oh my God, but Batman doesn't kill. Again, this isn't Batman killing. Heck, it's not even necessarily his Nen ability killing, even though it is. I would say it's more like the criminal's sins and past discrepancies are coming for him. His crimes are coming to kick his ass, which I think Batman would be down with that. It's kind of a penance there thing from Ghost Rider, but slightly different. Where you don't just only feel the pain or the suffering. No, you get mugged by yourself, you get shot up. But if you're shooting people, you're getting shot by yourself. If you're robbing people for the coast, you're getting robbed by someone. Whatever criminal activity you were getting up to, basically clones of you are gonna come and enact that same thing of you, and it's not gonna be just one. It's gonna be all of them. For how many victims you have, one more clone will be there to do the same thing to you. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. And people are like, oh, that doesn't make Batman that OP. That doesn't make him super crazy. Well, it does. It does. Because number one, he can conjure stuff. If he wanted, like, even without getting into the crazy slot thing or getting his Hatsu into anything crazy, he could just conjure, every time he's fighting someone, he could just conjure a batarang, throw it at the face. Conjure a batarang, throw it at the face. He has infinite batarangs now. He's more durable. Obviously from the previous stuff I told about the 4 major principles, the basics of Nen usage and all that, Batman's a genius. I'm pretty sure he's going to figure out all that stuff. He's going to apply it to himself. He basically, I think he will be able to beat Superman easily. Yes, I said easily. He could turn his hand into, maybe he conjures red solar radiation fire and just splash it over Superman's face, turns into a regular human and beats his ass. Or he's not fighting Superman. He's fighting I can't think of characters right now. Let's just go with this idiot. He's fighting Scarecrow. Scarecrow tries to use his fear abilities on him. Yada yada yada. Batman's pretending. Then Batman just turns on his Nen. He detoxes all the chemicals from his body and just walks. And Scarecrow's like, what? Why isn't my nightmares working? And Batman's like, you want to see a real nightmare? Then he punches him in the face. Or he conjures something that Scarecrow is afraid of or some shit. Point is, Batman will be super OP because of his ability to be a lot more resistant to damage than regular humans would be. Obviously, he's not an enhancer, so he won't be on that enhancer level. But at the same time, I think Batman could train himself to be super strong, man. I think he's about that life. Plus, he could probably just conjure a mech or something. Like, think about that shit. Batman could conjure his Batmobile, his mech, his Batjet. Heck, if he's good enough, if he has that conviction, and we all know Batman's super driven, super determined, and all that stuff, he could conjure an army of Batman just out his butthole. He's like, yep, I'm just conjure like 6 of me. Yeah, well, that's all we need, bro. There's an alien invasion? Nah, I just need 6 other Batman, bro. Watch this. And he just shits out 6 other Batman, like Cell Jr. or something, and just started beating people's ass with his fucking clones. He could he'd not probably. He'd definitely mimic other people's powers and stuff using Nen. We're not even touching the specialist aspect of it. The fact that the case I gave for what type of power I give him with his specialist abilities, other people will have better ideas than I do. And yeah, just basically, I think Batman would be super broken. He'll be able to. His intelligence is definitely going to go way up. Like just the fact that he knows Nen now, he can apply that in so many more different ways that no one, in my opinion, will be able to touch him in the DC universe. At least Batman now has superpowers. So that's what I think about Batman having Nen, how broken it will be. Again, to simplify it or to have a summary of it, basically, Batman becomes OP. You can't kill him with bullets anymore. You probably can't. Yeah, you definitely can't stab him unless you have Nen or something. Rockets might work, but who knows? Batman will be able to summon bats that can attack you and stuff. Heck, maybe be able to conjure up a big giant bat like Kirk Langstrom, the Man Bat. Maybe he summons a giant vampire bat and eats you or some shit. Batman will be able to summon his equipment, not just the utility belt. I already gave you the special powers with the utility belt, but think about it. He could probably just conjure his car, the Batmobile, conjure planes, conjure his Batsuit. Maybe my guy doesn't even need to change. It's just like, oh yeah, he's at the Met Gala drinking the wine. Like, oh yeah, this tastes so good. Oh, hold up. There's a robbery? Hold up real quick. I have to go to the bathroom. Then out the bathroom comes out Batman. He's like, Batman, did you see Bruce Wayne in there? And that stupid stuff that comic books do. The point is, it would literally make Batman low-key OP, man. And if that same ability, if Nen was given to most other normal people, they'll become stronger. I'll give them that. But I don't think they'll get super OP. But I think Batman would get OP-ish shit with that shit. Heck, he could probably conjure a sword that just by touching you, you explode. And it doesn't matter if you're invincible or anything. Nen hurts you. Doesn't matter. Nen will work on Superman. Nen will work on that Darkseid. Nen will work on everyone and anyone. Nen is a life force energy. It attacks your life force and your physical and your mental. Yes, it attacks you mentally too. Don't fuck with Nen. But yeah, in summary, Batman super OP. Batman kick everyone in the ass. Batman now super strong, bestest superhero in the universe. And I approve of this message. Batman should get Nen. If you agree with me, say yes.